And it looks like Trip and Elyod are in game, so
Oh,
we're
look at
good to
that.
go.
We are off to a good start already. No inducements for anybody, so we don't have to worry about that.
Imagine, I mean, it would basically be if the skaven could get a wizard is the only thing they'd really care about. I don't think there's anything here that's really critical for dwarves to get.
The dwarfs are going on offense first. Neither player apparently has gone in and played. I think you can go and play like a friendly game or two against the AI and set up all your setups.
Oh, yeah.
And save them so that you don't have to spend your entire 60 seconds. And look at that, he's he's used almost his whole minute just getting his offensive setup because it does take time to move everybody around. And
It's going to be especially troublesome one-turning. Skaven are probably the only team that have a legitimate chance at one-turning just because this position will be relatively simple. And a rock is already here to ruin the game. Well, it's just a stun.
And it's just a lineman. This is, it's a scary kick for dwarfs, but Try knows what to do. You just get a bunch of people around the ball. He can free up the last guard, Longbeard, on the line of scrimmage because the rock has taken care of one of the blocks for him.
So it's pretty clear he's going to blitz the line rat that's on the front there. I don't know what else he's got planned. Well, that's not a huge surprise from Tryphikik. So
One thing he does not have is a Troll Slayer.
yeah, he's not going to be able to, but I don't know how useful Troll Slayer is in this matchup anyway, so it's probably kind of a blessing. It's going to be bad in a lot of matchups in this tournament.
That's true. I mean,
tackle's not so great, and against other dwarves, it's just AV8 to get smashed. So
my first thought was Dauntless, so you can hit the Rat Ogre, but I guess you really kind of don't even want to at this point.
No. Here's a removal.
And hello there, Mr. Satterfield. That is Squirrel Dude who's here talking with me. Excellent start for the dwarfs. A removal and a stun.
I guess to figure out, yeah, he's decided to just go. He probably go for the pick. He's going to do
double
the GFIs.
And your dwarfs.
Not sure that was correct. But I guess the sure hand protects you from the stripper because I mean ultimately sure hand saved him a reroll on the pickup, but he uses a reroll to get there. I'm not sure if that's better than having the same roll.
Yeah, well, dwarfs don't really need a lot of rerolls, so having 2 for the half is it's pretty typical for them. So it won't be scary territory. The third is more of a luxury than anything.
First action, straight into Claw Palm. Here we go.
Yeah, that's Elyod knows what to do too. Yeah, I mean, you can't spend too much time thinking about, wow, what should I do here? I guess I should just Claw Palm somebody. And of course,
maybe an early Apo from Tryphikik there. I understand why he wants to keep the spare players, but I don't know if he needed to do it on the first one immediately. It's not saving him a player for the drive, and it's not saving him a player for the defense either because he's still out of spare. But
yeah, he's likely to still have 11 for the second half anyway.
However, I guess it's a badly hurt, so it's a guaranteed. So it's not like he's weak. It always sucks when you're like, I'll hold off on the Apo, and then you get an MNG, and you're just fucked.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, 50 instead of taking the guaranteed I had earlier.
I think what he's hoping is that he could use it for maybe a KO in the second half. And when you're dwarfs, that's kind of one of the things you're really hoping for with an Apo. And this is res, so you don't have to worry about saving players for the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth it on badly hurt. It's in some ways it's more tempting to use it later in the half on a badly hurt.
Yeah. Now, I say he had a spare, and we said he had a spare, but
he is too, doesn't he?
He might not have a. If he's looking to foul, he might not have a spare.
Well, he's got 13.
I'd be looking to foul.
He's got 13 players.
That claw pommer is how you lose the game.
Right.
Or it's a key way you lose the game, right? So
Yeah, that's a man you definitely want to be
Longbeard.
fouling if you can at all
Yeah.
range it. Also, get the hell
Well, we're
away
trying
from
to
him.
switch sides. Yeah.
I mean, you're never gonna
Right now.
outmaneuver Skaven,
But you can maybe he's trying to think he can get this this storm vermin to commit to the wrong side of the field. And if the vermin aren't committed, then you have to use the it's a bit worse, so it's not so bad.
right? There's no jump up on either of them, and they're both on the ground right now. So
He can get a 2 dice on this blodge and stand firm. So if he stands up and gets nothing, he's just kind of gotten nothing.
right, and he's just gonna.
He'd have to commit a
get
gutter runner
punched.
for the assist, so it's all guard locked. But I think Elyod will sacrifice having maybe a turn or two guard lock for just getting an immediate removal with, and you still have a Claw Mighty Blow Place hanging around, so we'll see. Pretty safe here. Elyod taking a lot of time.
It tries opted not to foul, so it looks like maybe you just stand up and blitz with the non-claw guy. No, I guess not.
He's going Claw Palm again. Yeah, he can get 2 this way, so yeah, he's going to go on the blodger. Yep, but only gets pushes with the stand firm, so pretty much ideal result for try there.
Are you tempted to agree that? It's a little early.
No, it's too early. I might dodge him out. I might have considered dodging him out though.
Right, because you're immediately giving up at least 1 2 dice block.
Not so scary because Try doesn't have Mighty Blow, but I don't. Yeah.
All right. I mean, you can chain people around. He's just going to chain into stand firm. But, I mean, you could push one of these gutter runners or something out of the way. Not the sidestep one, but the wrestle strip fellow.
Are we looking for a surf here? I don't think there's one. No.
It's a little over committee too, even if you did. But the guy who would be most likely to get surfed is the one with sidestep anyway, so it's probably impossible. And those are the kind of complex plays you probably don't want to spend too much time looking for in a 1-minute tournament.
Now, fortunately, Try hasn't been able to generate enough blocks. That one of the big things you can do is you can just roll dice or move a little bit, and you'll get some extra time to think with those 15-second timers. But yeah, I don't think there was one. If he had a Troll Slayer, maybe, but I don't know if it'd be worth a commit. And I don't think he'd be able to keep his Troll Slayer off the sideline. So
he's just gonna move forward. The Skaven are kind of half out of position on the wrong side of the field, and he's got a one gutter runner on tackle, and the dwarfs don't really want to be split up like this either, but he's going to keep generating hits, and there goes one player.
Ooh, he has Mighty Blow on the injury. He chooses not to pile on. Do you choose to pile on there?
Probably.
It's just the KO.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need him standing for an assist or anything.
Yeah.
All 4 of those players have guard. So there's a big mess there. Unfortunately, that's his blitzer that's kind of moved in to the end there. So the wrestle strip gutter not on tackle. And you can just leave.
Try has done a good job of making sure that the most easy hit on with the Claw Pommer these past 2 turns has been on his blodger, so
right, and there's no tackle
really
on any of the kill pieces.
Except for Try's jump up Pommer, who's Longbeard, so he's not really going to be in position.
Oh, it may be a Rat Ogre Blitz.
Yeah, I could see a Rat Ogre Blitz here to try and force Tryphikik to do something. Yeah, there it is.
And you can go after a stand firm guy because Juggernaut. And that's one of the things you have a Rat Ogre for. I mean, he's got Claw too, so maybe he'll hurt somebody, and if not, he can just plow his way into the cage. And the dwarfs have to deal with that with half their team on the wrong side of the field.
But yeah.
All of a sudden now, it looks like the position is a little scarier for the dwarfs because they're so split
Yeah.
up.
Wrong order on these dodges. Did the one without dodge first. Yeah.
One with untackle.
We're going. I see. We're hitting the Palmer. Okay. I see his order, but there you go. This is getting piled on. Yeah. Natural break.
Yeah, pretty effective. And now that guy's gone for the game. Apo is already used. I'd have been tempted not to go pile on that one, just to have more people standing up and in the way of the dwarfs. But I guess that's probably risky too.
I think I would have liked standing up those two line rats at the end of the turn that are marking the Longbeard and the Blitzer to keep them tied up for one more turn. Because Try can't really commit to two dicing them without some GFIs or without getting players away from the Rat Ogre. So
right, he's got to use most of his players here to hit the Rat Ogre. And there's no really good way to do it. I mean, you can move one of these.
Oof.
One of these players to here, and then maybe blitz with this fellow, stand him up, and then knock him forward. And then if you have to, you can hit him again. But it leaves your whole team already moved.
He does get the Rat Ogre off. And he can form a cage.
Just take one step backwards.
Yeah.
And that's allowed because the lineman didn't stand up. That's probably what my instincts would say, especially with only like 10 seconds to go. And that's exactly what Try is going to do.
Just get a quick form a cage, try and get your players back to center. You still have plenty of time to score. Or time crunch here. Yeah, and now he's trying to generate some hits on these line rats because he does need to just get these players off the field. Is no longer guard locked and is going to start being a problem.
9 on 9 has got to be more favorable to the Skaven than 11 on 11.
Yeah. Especially since really, I mean, they're not, it's moved from being 9 on 6 to, I'm sorry, it's moved from being basically 11 on 6 to 9 on 6, right? Because line rats aren't real players.
That's line rat racist.
Oh, they earned it.
Well. So we got a whole team of line rats that are playing against.
Generate some blocks here. It looks like he might try and do it. Yeah, he's going to generate some blocks.
Yeah. The ogre was able to stand up. That's for him on a 4+. You don't even need to hit with him. He's still tying up two Longbeards and kind of in the way. There's another turn where it looks like you really got to stand up these two guys, even if you're sacrificing them.
I don't know if this one's the best. I think last turn would have been better, simply because this turn it's very easy for Try to generate those blocks. Last turn it wasn't. It was completely impractical for him to generate blocks on those players.
Right, but now it's easy for him to swing back to the middle because you'll have 4 players free to make cage corners if he wants to do that.
Doesn't want to, it looks like.
No, it's just put everybody on the ogre again.
Let's hit his valuable players.
Yeah.
He gets what 2 hits here on the Rat Ogre. It's pretty good. He's pretty likely to knock him down again.
But then how do you protect the ball? You're starting to run out of people who can do that.
Looks like he can form a cage. No, he's got a cage, real easy. He brings the stand from Longbeard back down 2, and he brings the guard Longbeard that's open up top back over to the left, and he can form another cage.
Yeah, you can get this guy 1, 2, 3, 4 here. This player is a little this player can kind of.
So we're moving up again, which I think is also fine. Yeah, the players laying down didn't just limit his ability to move center, it also prevented these players from moving up, so he's got the spares. They need to be standing up at some point here to just tie up dwarf players for critical turns.
Yeah, if this was something like CCL, I'd be more inclined to leave him on the ground, I guess. because you can't afford to just have everybody killed, and then you're playing with
Mm.
6 loners, which is not terrible, but not good.
I was thinking maybe he should have dodged this blitzer out on the far right on
Yeah, that's a
his far right
possibility. He does have
but
dodge.
I just to leave him there to force the Skaven to make the dice roll there
Right.
because he can just move up anyway.
And the Skaven probably doesn't want to take a 1-die block here against a Blodger.
No, Blodge stand firm. There's no gain. He's gonna at the end of the turn probably.
The gain is maybe you roll a 6, but most of the time you
Yeah.
don't.
You roll a 6 into like an 8+ into it. No, that's not happening.
Again, if this was CCL, you might expect to see that, but I don't think this is something these coaches are going to put too much money on. And then Elyod's going to prove us wrong by killing that dwarf.
Yeah, of course.
At
And
least it'll
Try's
be
just going to
quick.
keep cursing that early Apo, which I'm not sure was bad, but it was definitely aggressive.
Yes.
So just no action with the Stormvermin. They're both happy just to be canceling each other out, it looks like, just both not participating in the play.
And now Try's the sort of person that would certainly have thought about this game coming into it and would have had plans for likely scenarios, but I don't think getting one of his players killed on turn 1 was something he really planned for.
It can't have been too unlikely. I mean, he's with Claw Palm, it was definitely like a 30% chance or so of happening. Just turn 1, instant Kaz.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, make it sound like, oh my god, he's getting diced. But no, it's just a little unfortunate. No fancy maneuvering, just sliding forward.
Is he going? He's got a 1 dice Rat Ogre at the end of his turn. I don't think there's any alternative here.
That's going to be a blitz, too,
Yeah.
so he can move backwards afterwards to cut off the backside. He'll just move this player back to, like, one of these squares.
Mm-hmm. Keeps the Rat Ogre in contact, which I think is correct.
The well-known Big Dipper cage. If you turn your head a little bit and look at it sideways.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone for the dodge.
All right, so
whoa.
it is.
Going for the straight diagonal dodge.
4+3+.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. He was going to try and get around this the strip ball gutter runner, I think, and tag him behind, and force gutter runner to not be able to kind of do easy dodges backwards.
Oh,
okay.
it's a blitzer though. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A single GFI gets kind of in the way. It's double GFI to tag him if you just do the 3+. 4+3+ with dodge is not the most awful thing either, but
he might have also just been going for the 4+ and decided if he wanted to continue after that. He's got 2 rerolls.
Right.
Yeah.
And if not, he could just have stayed standing in the square where he's currently lying down, because he's still cutting off the Stormvermin. And it's a quick 1 in 81, which is going to help Try. You really got to do your best to stall another turn here. This is not a game where you score in turn 7.
You can't give Skaven 2 turns to score. You can barely give him 1.
Well, you got to give him 1, but and I guess
you wouldn't if you could, if you didn't have to.
He does have 3 stand firm players, so it's not going to be an easy 1 turn. Right? Is one of them dead?
Juggernaut. I mean, the Juggernaut Roger, right? It's
it's
obvious he took the 3 stand firm to negate 1 turns, and then Elyod probably took the Juggernaut just in case someone took stand firm.
Yeah, it's
deal with that.
If he can line things up so that the Juggernaut Blitz gets 2 pushes with his frenzy. That's
very
not
easy.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be easy to set up in 1 minute.
Yeah,
but that's his thing.
Ooh, another dub skulls for Try. Still, the ball is going to be pretty secure at this point. Any more removals? Nope.
Yeah, and if anything, Elyod's kept his gutter runners alive. He does only have 3 of them.
They're all, as gutter runners they're all pretty specialist too. So they're not. It's not like he's got them all like doing a bunch of different things. But if he loses, say the wrestle one is obviously the least valuable in this matchup, I think, because tackle does a little bit, the wrestle does a little bit, but
I think the wrestle is pretty effective against a blodge carrier. And
That 1 in 81 interesting is pretty bad because it kept this. This is Claw Vermin's never really getting back into the game now. If he had moved earlier
well, the one
back
thing
into
that
play and
Claw
being
Vermin
something
can do
start.
now is run down the field as a scoring threat, and that's a little optimistic, but
Yeah, it's real optimistic.
there isn't
But
much
this sort
else he can do on this one turn here because Try just scores next turn, unless you can find a way to stop it. But
hit
imagine
a guard
this.
guy.
All right, you just go for attrition and then hope for the best.
Yeah.
Which is not unreasonable either.
Epo's gone. Going for Kaz is not the worst thing in the world if you think the score is going to be given up. His gutter runners are on the floor. Try isn't going to foul at this point, so this other gutter runner probably just like bails out. He stays there and just going to force Try to roll dice. He has no rerolls. He's going to bet on a 1 in 36 failure. But I don't think that matters. Try might not even roll dice here.
Yeah, well, it's the sidestep man too. Yeah, Try if he does roll some dice, he might end up blocking the sidestep man into a better position.
Yeah. I mean, he can do a
Yeah, you can
3D,
just go 1, 2,
and
3,
it'll
4, 5.
be he can do a 3D, and it'll be fine no matter where he goes. So I don't
Yeah,
think it's too critical.
right. He has to move this player anyway.
Yeah, just rolls pushes, but third dice might have mattered. So good on Try for not being lazy and getting that.
Yeah. Well, push skull skull. That's where you think, gosh, I'm a good Blood Bowl player.
For caring just enough. You have to go for that block. That sidestepper is the most dangerous one turn threat. You have tackle hit on him. You've got to go for it.
Oh yeah, if you can set up the block the way you did, so that the
Mm.
sidestep is not dangerous, then yeah.
And we're gonna end the first half with a Skaven taking 0 attrition. It's Palmer. All right.
Well, there you go. They'd have to consider that a pretty successful half. I mean, granted, you don't want to be giving up a touchdown if you can help it, but you still have all your players, and Try has lost one of his critical ones. His jump up Longbeard is done. His Apo is gone, and Elyod does have an Apo. It's still there. Nobody brought any fans to this game. Fan factor of 0, or fame of 0 on both sides.
Mm.
And this feels like we said a little earlier, this is going to be a really difficult one turn to arrange. And
Yeah.
part of the defense here is just throw some dwarfs around so that Elyod
It's
has to
also a bit of
stop
an
him.
anti-riot defense as well. It's going to
Yeah.
force, on case of a riot, it's not going to be an easy run through. So, good on Try to just consider, because
Yeah,
the
Riot
Sanford's going to make
actually
it pretty
may
hard.
be his best chance.
Yeah.
I played some games with Skaven recently, and it's really sad knowing that you just can't even try to one turn. But that's what you get sometimes. Going into a tournament like this, would you have taken a Storm Vermin? Not a Storm Vermin, I'm sorry. I got a runner with Sprint.
Sure feet.
Yeah.
I would have brought 4 probably.
Well, I think that's been the consensus of everybody who's seen this team is
I
where's
would
the
have
fourth?
definitely. So in like a NAF build, I've definitely just added a sidestepper, just to make the easier.
Yeah, and the sidestep man does have. He'd be the one scoring. Oh, there you go.
Ooh, boy.
That really makes things even harder.
That kick's not ideal. Well, the kick's actually kind of fine. It's just going to be a pass.
Kick's good enough.
Stand firm means this push doesn't work. I don't know what this plan is.
The plan is
Is he
to
gonna go
free
for
up the
another
Rat
1D?
Ogre. So the Rat Ogre could come kind of through the space cleared where that Longbeard would have fallen over.
But the Longbeard would have just stayed in that square, fallen over.
Yeah, I suppose.
There was still a dodge through. I don't like if you could get it would move back, and then and a POW actually needed a POW. Then
Maybe
the
it's
Rat
just
Ogre
hitting
goes.
people. He's just hoping for
Just
attrition.
kidding.
He's not even trying.
With 1 minute, it was a bit tricky with the 3 stand firm, and he's just gonna. Oh my god.
Yeah, just kill a man instead.
Ooh. Try out his 2 best players now.
Yeah, so again,
About that
pretty
echo.
successful half for the Skaven.
Does reroll the wild animal because it's his last relevant action. Claw Mighty Blow just gets stunned. I don't. Hmm, yeah, I don't like the setup. Starting with the 1D is really rough. I just don't like that. It was the 1 minute setup, but it was a pretty poor attempt. Throws it at the dwarf for BM.
Haha, dwarf, you can't even catch. Now this is these are all elimination type games. Granted, the loser of this game will go. It's a double elimination tournament, so the loser of this game will go into the losers bracket, and the winner will be watching their second game after
Yeah.
this. But there has to be a winner and a loser, so there is overtime. And so playing for 1-1 is not so bad either if you're also removing all of your opponent's best players. And Try still has 11 because he has a 13 dwarf build. But the 11 he's got are not the 11 he would have chosen to still have. And
Winner of
Elyod,
this gets either Bert or Chorf. So let's see who gets the losers bracket match, because that's going to be just as interesting. I'm going to check on Garian's.
yeah, the winner of this game plays either Cyber Knight with Brett's or Crucifer with Chorf's. Neither of those team picks should surprise anybody who knows either of those players. But whoever it is, it'll be interesting.
I kick pretty irrelevant here, but he gets to save an action and kind of wants to do what he wants with the ball here. But
I don't think he really
anything.
wants to do an awful lot of anything too exciting. Yeah,
I guess the question now for Elyod is if he wants to play for overtime or go for a win.
I think I'd be tempted to play for overtime.
I would be too. But your defense, I mean, it wasn't great. I mean, it was a successful defense. You stayed healthy,
Right, but the Dwarfs
but
still
you
have
didn't
11 players. So if they
really
win the
pressure the
toss, they're
ball.
just going to cage up and do the same thing to you again. Is this where you think Try may start fouling, or now that he's down to no subs, he
Now he's down to no subs and is looking at thing off the rats. He's probably less inclined to go for fouls. So he needs to keep against Skaven, especially if
but
you're facing a potential overtime.
but all those vermin and the claw and the ogre and such are really killing him.
Bullet point that with with a roger finally getting himself a removal.
Try
I
still.
think tried his best chance to foul earlier. He didn't take it. I don't think he's going to at this point.
Yeah, he's not really the sort of player that would go all out fouling anyway.
No.
Uh, Especially not with a team like Dwarfs. A lot of coaches do like to foul with Dwarfs just because, oh, they're Dwarfs, we got to remove people. But even their linemen are expensive, and you can't afford to play with fewer players.
In this matchup, Longbeard skills are really good. Their block for safe blocks and their tackle spam is very impactful versus the Skaven, so you don't really like losing them either.
No, and you certainly don't lose one of your stand firm guys, or well, you've already lost your your killer man.
Mm-hmm. That was devastating because it was definitely one of the best ways he could get back into this game.
Well, at least he can keep hitting armor 7.
Number
It's not.
7, this is some Norse shit.
Yeah. Some Norse, so we don't even need block through that.
Hmm.
And yeah, the opinion coming from the chat is I agree that Try isn't going to foul anybody.
Checked in on the Crucifer Cyber Knight game, and that game is still 0-0 in the first half. They're playing a little bit more slowly, or started a little bit later.
Yeah, I think actually our game just actually started a little early.
Hmm.
My experience from watching these one-man type tournaments is that about an hour for the round is
Yeah.
pretty fair. There's always going to be one or two people that are a little slow, but even that will just wrap up in an hour.
Hmm.
And then,
We're on pace for that. It's been about 30 minutes or
yeah,
for the
roughly.
first half. Yep.
Nobody's run out of time yet, have they? On any of their turns? We've had a couple.
Don't believe so.
We've had a
They're
couple that come close.
both playing very quick.
Uh,
Relatively simple matchup. Like conceptually, it's not like Dark Elves. A Dark Elf game is probably more complex than this one because, or like vampires would be. If someone decided to bring vampires because they're a madman,
yeah, or an Xbox
but
coach.
eh,
But we do have two Dark Elf teams in this tournament, and if you're not aware, well, I'm sure you are, but some of you watching along are not aware. They both spammed a lot of sidestep just to make the game as complicated as possible. And then, does that favor them to confuse their opponents, or does it favor their opponents because they're the ones that are going to get confused? Who knows?
I mean, the idea is it would make the opponent take more time, but that's only if you, as the sidestep coach, are able to make decisions instantaneously where you want to take that sidestep block,
Yeah.
sidestep square. Otherwise, decisions. So I'm not sure it's really that
Half the time with the cyanide
genius of a plan.
interface, I can't even tell if there are two people that could be blocking me. I can't even tell which one it is,
Hmm.
which doesn't really matter too much for sidestep, but it's still, if you want to get away from the second guy, you're not sure who the second guy is.
This Roger's just getting himself right into trouble.
Hmm. It's worked so far.
Yeah, this stance from Elyod looks pretty clearly like he's happy to play for overtime, thinking,
Oh, of course, at this point.
yeah, he's got the numbers advantage. He's got the best players on the field.
He's just keeping all the
Really
gutter
well
runners
coached.
well out of
Yeah.
contact, and see, maybe the Rat Ogre will do something. But the problem with that is that the Rat Ogre is going to be outnumbered, 8-1. And turn like this, he's going to take a lot of hits.
Yeah, Try's got no mighty blow to really have a removals, no piling on, so it's gonna be a bit rough to get back in. But hey,
Yeah, if you do get lucky removal on this Rat Ogre, that
mhm,
changes things quite a bit.
AV8,
Yeah,
he's not
that's
that
fair.
shorty.
That's a good thing it wasn't 87.
Yeah,
Okay, here's another thing you could gain foul. It probably won't
it's
happen, but
also the exact number that indicates that what would have happened if Try had mighty blow.
yeah,
If
well,
yep,
can't have everything. Even when you've got 13, 16 skills to burn.
hmm
And if you're going to play dwarfs, you got to put a lot of skills into guard just because everybody does, and that's guard is awesome. And you think, oh,
well,
I want
Try
guard.
basically picked stand from over mighty blow, and it paid off. He didn't allow a one turn, but I mean he lost his best player for it, so.
Yeah, I don't think he
Goes to
would have been.
overtime, it's still a coin toss away, eh?
Yeah,
So it's not like it's been terrible.
yeah. If you're tuning in late, there's a Longbeard with jump up and piling on and mighty blow, and he's on the sideline and will not be back. Tries also had to use his Apo, so the claw is doing work. There are two claws, and they're all being pretty annoying. Skaven are doing most of the bashing. Ever since losing a player on turn one, he's back now. It was a KO. And we have about probably about 10-15 minutes of maneuvering to look forward to. and then whoever wins the toss in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Both players will be hoping to, whittle down their opponent's team a little bit, just to make overtime a little easier when if they do lose the toss. That's got to favor Elyod because he's still got 2 subs and is unlikely to be
Yeah.
down below 11.
Out of time here if he's not careful.
3 seconds.
But he's gonna start rolling dice.
Yeah.
Should get his actions in.
All right. Well, if he's not careful, he may leave a shot at the ball here.
Mm,
All right, there's a long.
maybe.
Ooh, no, not quite. Plus, standing up all these guys really cuts off the other side.
Where's the POW?
Yeah,
That's
that does it
probably
too.
gonna kill a shot at the ball. So
Oh, 2, 3, 4. You got
it's
a
a
4 plus
but it's in
dodge
the snow.
and a 3
So
plus GFI.
but he has no recoveries of the problem. So it's gonna. I don't know if Try's gonna go for it. He might consider it for a little bit.
Yeah, but
There's
it's
not really a risk. Maybe move some players over in case, and you might think about it. I don't know if he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna go for it though.
well, if you hit from directly below the gutter runner, you can try and knock him to the sideline as well.
Mm. Yeah, you could do that. Reader roll on the best player, which makes sense.
Well, I don't know if you're looking forward to overtime. You really want to save them.
You're also hoping to have players, so
Right.
it's not the word. It might as well just be one of those annoyed. You sit there and look at it for a couple seconds, hoping it changes because you're annoyed that it just keeps being pushes on this player.
We haven't
No, I'm
really
just gonna.
seen.
Go.
Sorry. We haven't really seen either coach really try and milk
There it is.
the 15-second timers either.
And Appo's coming out.
Yeah, he's got
High
to
risk
risk
bet.
that. No,
Woo!
he's chosen not to. So he'll be
Guaranteed
playing
Appo.
with.
That is a bold. It's very bold.
Well, it was a missed next game, so it wasn't guaranteed to work.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's chasing a guaranteed Appo
Oh, okay.
with one of his. Yeah. It's really. That's very. It's a greedy in the. It's like the opposite end of try. It's so greedy.
How likely are you to lose somebody more important than that player?
I hasn't shown any desire to foul. So your players on the ground are safe. He has no mighty blow. You can't be that much more likely to lose a player more valuable than that. Like he's the second best gutter runner, or probably just the best overall. Second best player on the team behind the claw palmer.
I feel like the wrestle tackle strip player may be pretty important if you do lose a toss in overtime because you're going to have to make something happen.
Yeah.
And he's most likely to make something ridiculous happen out of nothing. Granted, strip ball won't do a thing, but a tackle actually will because one of Try's ball carriers has dodged, and
Wrestle will get through the block.
wrestle
So
gets
yeah.
through the block. Is the key thing. Because you're almost certainly red dicing with him if you do hit somebody.
Elyod's just gonna move up the field.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't really have a lot of cover for that player.
This is one of the things that Try was able to do that Elyod chose not to. He's just standing up players, engaging players because again he has AV9 and he has guard. It's easier for him, but it's been a harder offense than you'd expect just because he's gotten that one removal and he still has a strength advantage. So I mean, it's a 3+ for a block on dodge. Without block, it's hardly for Try for Elyod, but still.
It's not the sort of thing you want to give up if you have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And it is only turn
Yeah.
12. This just feels a little premature.
Doesn't reroll it. Yeah, there's no way you're rerolling that.
All right, there you go. Another removal, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's 2 GFIs.
And that one's the badly hurt, which is a troll. You're never Apo and gets badly hurt, so now even numbers going into the potential overtime. But I would say likely even at this point
Mm-hmm.
with 2 recoveries.
I think maybe with more time, I don't know. He may still be able to do it in 1 minute, but Try should be able to put enough pressure on that Elyod can't really stall much longer.
Yeah.
And so he's probably getting the ball back. Maybe not next turn, but a turn or two after.
Elyod may have moved up a turn or 2 early. He's
Yeah.
kind of stretched out, which is fine, but
Right, and the
he's
gutter runner
really
with the ball
aggressive
can
down the
hide
field.
almost anywhere, and it'll take the dwarfs a few turns to track
Yeah.
him down.
Yeah, the gutter runner can just move to the other side of the field and be pretty safe again. I can't imagine a play other than a 3+ dodge out.
No,
For
well, he's
Blitz
going to have to
Panther.
bring these other 2 free Longbeards probably
Ooh,
straight back.
tries not committing. Okay, he's
He's going to do the double GFI instead.
gonna do he's gonna do a double GFI blitz with a long beard. I'm sorry,
With
maybe it's a single GFI blitz.
no, it's 2, but it gives him tackle.
No, it's just it's a 1 GFI blitz with the long beard.
Oh, I'm looking at the other Longbeard. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm looking at the guard
yeah,
player
he
up
that
top.
block cleared out a path. So yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna go with tackle and block.
All
So
right, so 3+ either way. You might as well use.
does
Yeah.
reroll, which I think is the right choice there. Could Apo this at this point. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, you got to score at least once, which means you're going to need that guy right now. Looks ooh, just dodge right away from
PT.
Yeah, why not?
And the Red Ogre is out for the rest of the game. That Red Ogre is not going to be participating.
Oh, never mind. Now he is. But it's still a
I'm
4+
not sure.
to
I think I
activate
would
him.
have. Oh,
Let's
I think I
see.
would have left him on the field. I think I would have left that Red Ogre marked for a turn at least.
Yeah, I would not have made that dodge. I wouldn't have made that dodge with any player. Never mind a dwarf. I mean, it is one of the blitzers, so it's only a 3+, but still.
It was a 4+.
Well, yeah, normally a 3+.
Yeah.
I mean. And it works out because
Elyod chose.
the rat ogre didn't feel like doing anything.
Ooh. He's got to re-roll it because he's got to get players into the game. Oh wow.
Oh, he's gonna just try and push him out of the way, pick the ball up, and run.
He does get the ball. Tackle doesn't do anything again.
Yeah.
Just gonna get blocked again.
Doesn't get the movement to get away. So, I mean, that looked cool when it worked, but if you can't score that turn, then it doesn't really help you.
This is definitely the worst player to have the ball because
Right.
it's a 75% knockdown on him again instead of the 55%. So it's pretty easy the ball to be on the ground again. And it's eating a reroll, so there's not. Ooh, okay. So you went for a 4+, 3+, 5+, 3+ to try and mark that long beard, but it wouldn't have done much. So try as a no reroll or no GFI 2 dice immediately.
Yeah. So this actually may not have been the worst thing for Elyod either, because if he survives it, he can just do gutter runner things and run in the end zone. And if the ball does get end up on the ground, well, Try's got a runner in range. So he's
got 2 runners in range actually.
Well,
one with
where is the
GFIs
other
in
one?
the snow. Palmer
Oh, there he
one's
is.
on
The other one's on the
yeah.
far side. Depends where the ball ends up, because they're both a little far back.
I do like that Try just moved the blitzer right back onto the Red Ogre after dodging him out the previous turn.
Yeah, well, he realized his mistake and he corrected it. So
It
good
will
for him.
generate the 3 DB, so yeah, that's.
All right, now either runner can pick that up easily.
Has to pick that. Yeah, Blodger has to pick that up because it is still safer, and it forces a commit from
3, 4, 5, 6. And then the rookie runner came over, cut off the Palmer, which is exactly what he's done. And all of a sudden, this looks pretty excellent if you're Try.
all secure on defense, or secure as it can be against Skaven.
Mhm.
Roker tied up.
All these players at the halfway line don't really mean a whole lot anymore. I might not even make any of these blocks. Just keep all
They come
this.
through, and they've come through at the right time. Coming through in the second half meant that there were no spares that were going to come back on, so it's not like he's now actually playing up players.
Right. Elyod has suddenly taken 3 casualties in the last couple of turns, so he's got 8 men on the field, and Try has 10. So the dwarfs are 2 men up. And there's.
Elyod is.
I'm not sure where that guy was going. Well, he's getting a 2 dice block on a Longbeard, so I guess that's nice.
Sure doesn't.
Doesn't solve the problem that he really has to worry about, which is I need to score in the next 3 turns, or I'm out of. I'm out and I'm into the losers bracket.
What this play is. This is nothing. This is. If you think you're playing with progression, you don't want to face these dwarves again. That's like super cool. Like, all right, I think you've lost, but like, fight in a corner now.
All right. Well,
with no pressure on him.
This is double elimination, so you're not immediately out.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's res, so there's no reason not to go all out to try and recover this somehow.
Can't imagine Try expected that turn. This is such. If I was the defense, I would be so confused right now. Runner, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna hide in the back again. I don't know what you thought was gonna happen. You've put no pressure on me here.
I might not even have gone after that gunner runner here. Just taking those spare players that were standing around, set up a Venga bus, and pass the turn. All right, nobody else
He's gonna
can.
take a 3 DB. Yep.
Yeah. If you break armor here, then
3 dice. All.
Yeah, step back, form a cage. You're fine.
Take a 2D on this gutter runner with tackle. There it is.
This gutter runner is miles out of position. The second one is never mind. 2 of them are now injured. The third one is all by himself, can't really do enough, and the fourth one doesn't exist. So it's looking like a GG.
Yeah, this was a straight. Yeah, Elyod, I would say he probably moved forward at the beginning a bit too soon. Staying back was fine. He
wasn't in any immediate rush.
got in a scrum and he just never got them out of it. And the Rat Ogre did the thing. This is the thing that Rat Ogres do. It's just hard to predict. Is they'll just kind of get off on a side of the field and then they just kind of get stuck over there.
Yeah, I mean you can't blitz him free either because of frenzy unless you knock a man down. So right now he's just stuck on a dwarf.
All right, so now Elyod's moving players up the field because he's realized, oh yeah,
it's turn 15.
He's basing the cage corners. Cool. Anything?
Yeah, do you have the movement to 1, 2, 3? No, I don't think you have the movement to hide in the corner.
I mean, Try can't keep the ball in the cage. Or this GFI doesn't do.
No, especially if it fails.
Reroll is necessary, but also. Oh, that happened. Well, if we can roll 5s, then this is a pretty effective attempt to stop Try from stalling. I must say, yeah. 5+, it's easy.
Okay. On the other hand, with all the linemen and the Rat Ogre base, they can't go somewhere else if the dwarfs just run away. And they do have a couple of players that can run away. Right, you put a cage here. This player can move up. You can free one of the 2 line beards that are on
it looks like
the
it's a
Palmer, and even cut off this last corner.
Hummer is based. Rolls. This will be a GFI to finish the cage, but
Oh,
yeah.
you got a reroll for it. So it's 1 and 9.
I don't know. Try would love to save, but Elyod's used a reroll, so it's not like he's going to give a reroll advantage by burning it here, and you're facing,
Uh-oh.
Oof. But I don't see how he gets an assist on that carrier.
Well, no,
So
it's red dice no matter what.
yeah.
And then you got to hope. Because assuming you're hitting with the gutter runner, there's nobody else to score with. Unless you just go straight through.
If
All right,
you
1, 2, hit, pick the ball up, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like
the
that.
best chance he's got is the ball hits it, knocks it to the right,
Yeah, he can't
knocks it
even.
to the double side.
He
It
can't even
scatters
wrestle
up.
here. Because his blitzing gutter runner is his only scoring threat, so wrestle doesn't help him anymore.
Yeah, he'll need to get a. It scatters up over the runner. He's able to get a POW on the stand from Longbeard. Oh no, we're going to do the tackle blitz with a dodge. Okay, that makes more sense.
And it didn't work out for him.
And Try can just in turn or be him foul or throw the player at a dead guy.
Yeah, no, throw a pass back to the skaven because that's what they did to you in the first half. You got almost a minute to think about it. And look at that. Good call by me. Yo, 1 square away. Wah, wah, wah. Gutter runners actually with more armor breaks than the dwarfs.
31 blocks, 10 armor breaks, not bad. Though that's inflated by piling on, obviously, because they actually got to do that. So
right. SPP, nothing happens there. There were some dice rolled, and in the end, Try is moving on in the winner's bracket. We'll get to watch him play again shortly.